Well, welcome back to Recruiting from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and we're sitting down today with a man whose name has become synonymous with a winning culture and championship level consistency in South Carolina high school basketball. We're sitting down with Coach Joshua Staley, and Coach Staley is a friend of the show, and we truly appreciate his time. For those who are new, just to let you know a little bit about Coach Staley, he brings over 20 years of head coaching experience to the game. His resume speaks for itself. Just at Ridgeview alone, Ridgeview High School here in South Carolina, he's built one of the most dominant programs in the state, capturing the 2024 4A state championship and the 2025 5A state championship a few months ago. So we're super happy for him, adding to an extraordinary run of 6 state championships since 2018. I want to let you know, too, that Coach Staley has put his mark on young men throughout his career. His impact can be seen far and wide. Beyond the banners, he's developed and mentored players who have gone on to play professionally in the NBA and overseas, including standouts such as Gigi Jackson, who's at Memphis with the Memphis Grizzlies. Colin Murray Boyles, if you've been watching the NBA playoffs, he plays for the Toronto Raptors, and he held his own out there. I was very happy for him and to see him out there on the court. James Reese playing overseas, Christian Brown, and soon Robert McCray, who will more than likely be drafted, so we'll see where he ends up, but he had an outstanding year at Florida State as well, just to name a few of the young men whose journeys have been impacted and shaped by Coach Staley's leadership and belief in their potential. Staley's legacy continues at home. His son Talon recently accepted a basketball scholarship to Bowling Green University, continuing the family's tradition of excellence and commitment to the game. Coach Staley is a teacher, a mentor, a culture builder, a husband, father, and a championship architect. And today, we get to learn from his blueprint. So join me in welcoming Coach Joshua Staley to the show. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Appreciate your time today. How's everything going?
It's good, man. Appreciate you having me, man. You named some great young men, and there's so many young men and young women I've been blessed to coach and work with. Even though Gigi was in the gym the other day, we love him. He left the year I came to Ridgeview, but I did coach his sister, and like I said, he's always in the gym. It was crazy because he was pouring in the towel the other day.
Wow.
When he found out about what was going on. He comes in, play pickup with the guys. So I didn't technically get to coach him, but like he's still one of my guys. I love GG.
That's
But
good.
it's just been good, man. You do it for the relationships. Like Tal has a little breakfast date with Colin tomorrow before Colin goes back to work on his game. And
Wow.
they said they want to sit Tal down and talk to him before he go off to school. So it's just that's what means the most to me. Like you can have all the championships when the guys you coach want to come back and pour back into your kids, pour back into your program. Man, that's priceless. That's priceless.
Absolutely.
That's big. But I've been blessed. No complaints. No complaints.
That's excellent. Whenever they come back like that, it makes you feel good as a mentor that they respect what you do, because they could go anywhere else. They could be doing anything else, but the fact that they come back and spend time with you and pour back and kind of to come back to you and say thank you in a non-verbal way, to say thank you for what you've done for me, and I want to pour back into other people. And that's just a testimony to your ability to coach and mentor young men and women. And I'll share with everyone, Coach Staley also mentored my daughter as well, as she was on her journey to play college basketball. So we're super grateful for Coach Staley. Him and his wife, they do outstanding work in the community, and we're really grateful for them. And Coach, I want to be respectful of your time. And you recently won the state championship, and I want you to share a little bit with coaches and with parents. What does it take to get to that level? Because you're doing it on a consistent basis. What are some of the non-negotiables that make a championship culture repeatable year after year?
Man, so first, I guess I only really have 2 non-negotiables to get straight to that point. Is effort and attitude / mindset, right? So I could deal with turnovers, I could deal with mistakes, but we can't deal with poor effort. We can't deal with selfish mindsets and attitudes. We can't deal with the attitude of not believing in yourself. So most people think attitudes is just sucking your teeth and rolling your eyes. Nah, you got to believe in yourself. You got to be confident. If you think you can shoot it from the white volleyball line at third round of playoffs at the end of the quarter, you better shoot it. And you better not look at me after you shoot it. So you got to believe in yourself, and you got to come with the right effort every single day. And then the other one is not quite a non-negotiable, but it's an essential that you have to have for championship culture is complying parents.
Mm.
You know, I've been spoiled with parents that comply and buy in and fight their emotions and fight their individual desires for their child to be successful and put the team first. And when they usually get through that, their child usually ends up, successful. That's
Right.
just how it is. That's one of the keys to the riddle when it comes to sports. Like, you got to put yourself last, and you got to be okay with seeing yourself last, and eventually you'll end up first. So heck, my
Right.
son is a prime example. This was his first and only year as a full-time starter in high school, and he's going to play Division I basketball. So
Right.
if,
Right.
if if my child can go through it, anybody else's. So yeah, I've been spoiled with just like super unbelievable parents, man. But those three things: non-negotiables, effort and attitude, mindset,
Yeah.
and great parents. Like, the parents got to be bought in, because we ask for a lot. We ask for a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah. That commitment is critical. You've coached players that have made it to the NBA and overseas, and everyone that is playing basketball, for the most part, they're thinking they're going to go to the NBA or play overseas. And I recently did an episode where I encouraged the student athlete and their parents to really focus on the one opportunity that every student athlete has, and that's to get the scholarship, but get the education as well, get that degree, because no matter what happens, they can't take that degree away from you. But let me ask you this. What separates a good high school player from one who can play professionally?
Mindset and work ethic. I will use the specific details of what I have. So, like, let's use James Reese. He helped us make the decision on going to Bowling Green. He played in the MAC at
Okay.
Buffalo. I think North Texas is in there too. So, like, we called James and like, what do you think? So James Reese's mindset was, first, he was a super high level competitor, right?
Mhm.
He did not enable the fear of failure to stop him from competing at the highest level. He didn't miss workouts. He didn't miss lifts. And Lord knows he didn't make mistakes. And
Right.
I was really, really hard on James. Like, I love him like a son, but he always took accountability. So a lot of guys like that, mindset. Like, you could be a really good high school player, but it's going to be hard for you to get to the next level. And we just talking about college. The heck with the
Mhm.
NBA, if
Right.
you're not willing to be held accountable in every single day. Same thing with Colin Murray Boyles. Like, people, I've said this story as many times because I want people to know it. When the NBA scouts was calling me about him, like, he understood where he was weak, right? Bad hips, weak hips, footwork, quickness, and like for like a year and a half straight, me and him was the first people at the school just
Mhm.
working on that footwork,
It's good.
hip work, getting his growing shown stronger, getting his hip flexors stronger and more loose. And he
Uh-huh.
was willing to do that. He didn't say, "Oh, this is boring, coach." He didn't
Right.
complain and say, "Why are we doing this 3 to 4 times every morning?" He just did it. And now, it shows, because he's literally about to make an all rookie team, if not first all rookie team in the NBA. So
Yeah.
it's just the mindset and detail that it takes to be successful. And a lot of kids don't do that. They say they want to do it until they get in the frying pan and see how hot it is and how hard you got to work, and they get up out of there, which is fine. It's not for everyone. It's not
Right.
for everyone. And yeah, man, it's just mindset. Like, now we're praying that Robert McCray get drafted. We know he's going to be in the G League at least, but he's an NBA guy, and he's another one.
Yeah.
Didn't miss anything, and I'll use his dad as an example. Dad never questioned what I did. When he barely played, didn't question it. When he played a lot, didn't question it. Literally only had one conversation with his dad about a game situation, because Robert was sick. He didn't
Mhm.
tell his dad he was sick. He was usually playing a lot. He's like, "What was wrong? Why he didn't play that?" I was like, "Yeah, he was sick." And he didn't. He's like, "Oh." Literally all he said was, "Oh," because he
Wow.
didn't tell his dad he wasn't feeling well. But
Yeah.
that's a complying parent.
Yeah.
That's why his son played high level basketball and is about to play professionally. And we're praying he gets picked up. And I know he's going to get picked up. He's
Yeah.
just a humble, hard worker. So everybody can talk about all the intangibles. I think each player has individual intangibles that separate them. A lot of times they don't get to tap into that.
Mhm.
But Yeah, Robin McCray, man, just was a really hard worker. So all of the young ladies and young men that I've been blessed to coach that ultimately played college, ultimately became pros, they just had such a consistent and persistent mindset
Right.
when it came to work ethic. Yep.
That's great. That's great. That wraps up another episode of Recruiting from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and I appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to join us next week for another insightful conversation. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube at Recruiting from the Bleachers. Like, share, and follow to keep up with the latest updates. And don't hesitate to leave your comments and questions. We'd love to hear from you. For a deeper dive into the basketball recruiting process, check out our book, Basketball Recruiting: A Parent's Perspective, available now on Amazon.com. Parents, remember, from the bleachers to the big leagues to the boardroom, let's keep cheering and steering our student athletes towards success. We'll see you next time.